Hello and welcome to National Focus. I am Octavia Prosper. In the headlines, Prime Minister Skerrit addresses UK decision to suspend visa-free entry. The details of the headline story and more when we return.
I love the freedom when I'm out there. Simply put, the worries from shore, none of that out there. And it's my daily bread. I learned it from my dad. My dad is one of the senior guys here who catch the biggest fish around here. And he's top with the red snappers. It's a family thing. I'm the only one fishing right now in the family. Just keeping it going. I enjoy bringing them up, man. Sometimes you have a yellowfin tuna, 400 pounds. Man, let me tell you, that's just a joy out there. I enjoy going out there and just holding the big fish. I don't lift weights, I lift fish. The morning of my fishing trip, I would get up, make a little spiced tea. Then I come down here. I have my GPS, which most fishermen are supposed to have that. Normally I prepare the day before, because whenever you're going out there, you must have ice. Ice is a must for preservation of the fish. So I always make sure I have everything the day before. My fish represents me, and I bring good quality fish ashore simply because the restaurants themselves, they have to show a quality product. Tourism and agriculture go hand in hand. That's what I think. We're all connected. It's like a big machine, and I'm just so proud to be a part of it. My name is Brandon Carlisle, and tourism is my business.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit addressed the nation on Thursday with reference to the British government's decision to suspend visa-free entry to holders of passports from a number of countries, including Dominica. The Prime Minister noted that the UK has raised some concerns about Dominica's CBI program, and Dominica remains committed to strengthening the due diligence process. As part of that effort, an EU-based entity will conduct a comprehensive review of Dominica's CBI program.
It is my distinct, ongoing honor to continue to lead this nation, which has taken its place among the pantheon of nations, a small but proud nation, where we continue to build a society and community dedicated to lifting our people from poverty and to further empowering each and every one of you. This journey continues, even against many setbacks, including global health challenges. And even though we are sometimes wobbled by the consequences of climate change and sometimes hostile world economic environment. Even against those odds, our economy continues to be one of the strongest growing economies in the sub-region. Our gross domestic product has returned to pre-pandemic levels. We're continuing to expand with fresh investments and opportunities in tourism, alternative energy, small manufacturing, agriculture, and fisheries. Dominica is increasingly being seen as one of the most progressive nations in this region and a safe destination where people can visit and where our people can live and raise their families. Only recently, we proudly hosted the international cricket match featuring West Indies and India. And while we as regional supporters of the team were not satisfied with the game's outcome, our ability as a host has been hailed far and wide. And as a people, we could not be prouder of the achievement of our local star, Alec Afanaz, who on debut for the West Indies has shown glimpses of a rare ability that could provide new hope for the regional team seeking to find its way back to the top after a long period of underachievement and disappointment. We remain confident and hopeful that a new star has risen. I have just returned from the EU CELAC summit in Brussels, where leaders from the Caribbean and the wider Latin America met over 2 days with European leaders. We were able to cover several key areas, including issues of food security, climate change, sustainable development, and the Haitian crisis, which preoccupies the minds of every Caribbean leader. The European Union has promised more assistance to the Caribbean and Latin America, committing to spend over 45 billion euros between now and 2027 through over 100 potential projects. Dominica stands to benefit from financing of climate change and sustainable development initiatives, including that of clean energy. As you know, I recently assumed the chairmanship of CARICOM, armed with a bold and aggressive agenda to ensure the deepening of the regional integration movement. By March next year, all Dominicans, and not just special categories of people, will be able to move freely among the many nations which are members of CARICOM. This Caribbean shall increasingly become your home and the home of all its peoples, free to live, work, and play. We have come to understand that the ability of seamless moving of people, goods, and services around the region and beyond are crucial elements of the developmental agenda of which we pursue. We understand and accept that the issue of immigration is multi-layered, and it is both a challenge and opportunity for all nations. It is a vital ingredient for world economic growth, and indeed inherently for peace and stability. Every nation will rightly continuously review its own immigration policies and attitudes to address what it sees as contemporary challenges and indeed opportunities. We have done the same and will continue to do so. The decision of the United Kingdom to suspend visa-free access to the UK for holders of passports from a number of countries, including Dominica, must be understood in that general context. The British government has made it clear that this decision to suspend visa-free access does not represent a deterioration of relations between our two nations, nor is it indicative of any diplomatic or other fallout. They have cited concerns with our CBI program, and I wish to assure the Dominican people that several changes have already been made to the structure and management of our program, and in the weeks and months ahead, we will continue to implement additional measures to strengthen the program. We take this matter very seriously, and will increase our efforts in showcasing our robust due diligence and risk mitigation efforts on all fronts. The Commonwealth of Dominica has some of the most proactive and robust due diligence processes and vets everyone looking to attain second or alternative citizenship in the country. This vetting process is multi-layered and handled by top-rated due diligence agencies based in the United Kingdom and the United States of America. Dominica has taken the lead in this region in seeking regional coordination on the various CBI programs and in discussing ways to safeguard all of these programs. Our nation implemented the 6 CBI principles proposed by the United States, including implementation of mandatory interviews for applicants 16 years and older for its citizenship by investment program. This step highlights the country's commitment to cooperate with international stakeholders and increasing due diligence processes with the aim of reducing threats posed by illicit actors. As a small island developing state, Dominica has used funds from its CBI program to address the devastating impacts of climate change on our island, to boost our self-reliance, transforming our economy, driving growth, enhancing our climate resilience, and empowering local communities. In the U.S. Caribbean Roundtable that was recently held, it was noted that dismantling CBI programs would severely compromise the prosperity and prospects of the nations that run these programs, triggering a plethora of negative socio-economic consequences. The Caribbean has been taking a proactive approach in addressing international concerns about CBI programs. Dominica has been very cooperative in implementing a number of measures to clamp down on unsavory characters who may want to use the programs as an entry point to countries such as the United Kingdom. The level of inspection that takes place as part of the due diligence process is so high, it leaves very little chance for undesirables to be accepted without suspicion. Checks happen on the ground, online, and now in person, thanks to the mandatory interview that must take place. We will continue to evolve our due diligence processes, as we are already doing, to ensure that they not only meet international standards, but alleviate any security concerns. We have fresh impetus to go back and relook where we can do even better in terms of giving our international counterparts confidence in our security measures, which are already some of the most robust in the world when compared to other jurisdictions. As a matter of fact, we shall engage the services of a European-based entity who shall come in to do a comprehensive review of our entire program and so advise us of any additional changes which we ought to make. We'll continue to engage the United Kingdom on the matter, as we will do with other nations, like those of the European Union and with the United States of America. Much like the EU, the UK is in the midst of setting up its own electronic travel authorization program. When implemented later this year, anyone entering the UK who does not require a visa will have to apply for an electronic travel authorization to enter the UK. We appreciate that at this time, the imposition of visa requirements will create an inconvenience for many of our citizens who visit the UK for vacation, to visit family, or who transit the UK frequently. This, however, does not prevent Dominicans from traveling to or through the United Kingdom. Dominicans are still welcome to the United Kingdom. To reiterate their desire not to impede the efforts of Dominicans resident at home to enter and transit the United Kingdom, the British government has instituted a program where it shall accept applications online and set up an office on demand here in Dominica to allow applicants to submit their biometrics and to finalize their applications. Dominicans who do not reside in Dominica can also request entry visas at UK consular offices nearest to them. We continue to remain engaged with the rest of the world, punching above our weight in international fora and lending our leadership in promoting some of the key global issues of the day, including that of climate change, investing in alternative energy, and advocating for greater fairness in the global economic space. At home, we shall continue to invest in people, whether it is through housing, bolstering the health sector, or expanding more educational opportunities, the extension of Douglas Schultz Airport, while we usher in the construction of our new international airport. These investments have a direct link to our citizenship by investment program. Our development agenda is a Dominica agenda in the pursuit of an even more caring society, and we will continue to place our people first as we continue towards realizing a truly dynamic Dominica. The decision of the British government is unfortunate and it hurts, but it shall not be a permanent harm. We shall rebound and we shall effect the necessary changes, and we shall continue to punch our way back from all that has beset and impacted us over the years. Dominica is resilient. Dominica is a fighter. And as a nation and as a government, we shall do what we must to protect and promote the interests of our resident and diasporic communities. I shall have more to say in the budget debate next week. Until such time, may God continue to bless each and every one of you, and I thank you very much for listening to me this afternoon. Thank you.
The Be More Mentorship Foundation has awarded the children and staff of Chances Dominica for their achievements over the year. Students received awards for academic excellence, leadership, dedication, application, and most improved, among other categories, while 3 of the staff members were recognized for their long service. The Mentorship Foundation seeks to increase access to education, create opportunities for career guidance, and provides mentorship and coaching to the young Dominican men and women who need it the most. The award ceremony was held under the theme, Be More Today, Blossom Tomorrow. As part of their mandate at the start of 2023, the Be More Foundation made Chances their focus organization with an aim to provide opportunities for the residents.
Since 2021, the Be More Mentorship Foundation has come such a long way. The organization has been working hard, despite limited resources and a small team, to fulfill its mandate through mentorship and coaching programs, food drives, job training programs, and of course, job attachments. But when you have a small team and limited resources, the smart thing to do is to find a niche and to work hard at it. And because everyone in the foundation, including me, is smart, that is exactly what Be More did at the start of 2023, when we made the Chances Home for Children our focus organization for the year. And since then, I can truly say that the Be More team and Chances have become a family.
Member of Parliament for the St. Joseph constituency, Honorable Darren Lloyd, praised the Be More Mentorship Foundation and Chances for the work they are doing to provide opportunities for the country's most vulnerable youth.
You have taken the onus on yourselves to do extraordinary work. This isn't the normal day-to-day work that you are doing. This is what PM would often describe as a vocation. I believe that you are honestly doing the work of God. You know, because we have all of these innocent children out there who lack certain opportunities. And they are in a position that they did not place themselves. And you have recognized their challenges, and in so you have done something, or you're doing something in order to alleviate these challenges. And so for that, I commend you, and I commend this initiative. And anything that I can do in my capacity to support, you best believe that I will do it.
Honorable Lloyd noted that mentorship programs like Be More are necessary in Dominica as they can change the course of a child's life.
I believe that Dominica definitely needs more of these sort of mentorship programs. And even in my constituency, this is something that I would like to implement, or I would like to seek to reach out to Be More for the advice and expertise in that regard. I believe we need mentors for these young people, because oftentimes too many, we fail our young children based on the practices that we do as grown-ups and as adults and as parents. So if we can teach them all of these positive habits, I believe we'll be placing them on the correct trajectory towards attaining whatever it is they set their mind to.
Meanwhile, Director of Chances, Ms. Jenny Honoré Senval, stated that these children should receive equal opportunities despite their rough start to life.
Our children have had the challenges, but they have risen above it. And they will show you today that they have risen above it. Because I always tell them, the sky is your limit. And if PM is sitting in the seat today, you can sit in the seat next. You can be the next Prime Minister. I have some bright people there, I have a little Jesse there. He's like a president. And all they need is love. All they need is dedication. Show them appreciation. Don't treat them like garbage. Treat them how you would treat what you gave birth to. Because at the end of the day, as Mr. Lloyd said, without them we don't have a future.
CEO and founder of the Be More Mentorship Foundation and featured speaker, Mr. Kelsher Charles, encouraged the children to work hard and remain determined so that they can exceed the expectations of others. He also commended the staff for the work that they have done to care for the children.
You can see all that Ms. Jenny and the other members of staff are doing to ensure that you are getting the opportunities that you need to grow. Don't make the efforts in vain. Regardless of what you become, we will always look out for you. Use the love and hard work to grow. You can be more than your past, more than your present, more than society thinks of you, more than your peers see you, even more than you see yourself. To the staff of Chances, we know it can't be easy. People are crying with just one child, but look at the numbers you have. And yet you wake up every day and you show up and make a change.
As part of the mentorship program, the Be More Foundation, in collaboration with their partners, have organized job attachments for the children. Others have enrolled in music classes and skills development courses during the year. You're watching National Focus. More when we return. Welcome back. A $1.2 billion budget is set to be presented next week for the 2023-2024 financial year. Minister for Finance, Economic Development, Climate Resilience, and Social Security, Honorable Dr. Irvin McIntyre, will present his first national budget on Tuesday, July 25. The consolidated fund of the sum of $1,234,524,036 has been authorized for meeting the expenditure for services for the year ending June 30, 2024. Preparations for the budget saw government hosting numerous consultations with relevant stakeholders to get their input and suggestions for the upcoming budget. These consultations were held with stakeholders from the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Small Business, among others. Dr. McIntyre says it was imperative to hear from the stakeholders as they assisted government in crafting the budget.
We actually met the agriculture sector, we met the small business sector, we met quite a few of the bigger businesses in Dominica as well. We had some real engaging sessions, I must confess. They had some brilliant ideas. And if you notice, over the past few years, whenever we consult with the different stakeholders and whatever they have been recommending, suggesting, we sort of go through it and we see what's best for the country. And actually, we've included quite a few of those things in our budget. So that we've done so far, and we continue doing this. And I think we're in a good position. We've got some really great ideas, good recommendations, and we always put the people first.
Dr. McIntyre says despite global financial challenges, the Dominica Labour Party administration prepared a people-centered budget aimed at improving the lives of all.
We have to look at the backdrop on which this budget is coming. This is obviously coming at a very tough time in the world. Internationally, the financial situation is not the best, not just for Dominica, for every country in the world there. And we know the reason why that happened. We've had these external shocks, whether it's from Erica to Maria to COVID, the war in Ukraine, we see inflation, etc., etc. And that hasn't made things easier for us. So this is the backdrop on which the budget comes. And in spite of all of this, I think we are in a good state to present a budget that is representative of all the sectors, and everyone will benefit. All the citizens of Dominica should and will be happy when we present this budget.
The government of Dominica, through the Ministry of Environment, Rural Modernization, Kalinago Upliftment, and Constituency Empowerment, in collaboration with the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation and the European Union, has launched the Recycle of OECS demonstration project in Dominica. This as an official ceremony took place on Wednesday, July 19, 2023 at the Prevost Cinema. The project aims to develop an OECS model system for plastic waste collection and transport. Minister for Environment, Rural Modernization, Kalinago Upliftment, and Constituency Empowerment is Honorable Cozy Frederick.
This project will highlight collection, it will highlight storage, and also the sorting of plastic waste. And what is critical for us and what is most important for us, when we do it well, we'll be able to do it across jurisdictions within our space. So we'll be a solid example of best practices for the rest of the region. And so it is very clear from the project brief and from our comrade here that it will significantly allow the corporation to improve what we already have in existence and to ensure that all residents across the Dominican space, or I rather say the YT Kubilian space, benefit from that project.
Minister Frederick says a new project dubbed Kalinago Zero Waste Project was also launched in his constituency to aid in ensuring Dominica is kept clean and green.
Within our indigenous community, we have enacted, we have started off some waste management services and hoping to reduce waste within that space. We have coined it the Kalinago Zero Waste Project. And what we're doing, we have been able to procure and distribute over 70 plastic crates for recycling material. We have distributed more than 370 residential bins. We have done more than 200 bales of reusable shopping bags, and we have a lot of promotional material. And if you look at all of this costs a massive amount of investments.
General Manager of Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation, Mr. Florian Michel, says when compared to the region, Dominica's recycling system is exceptional.
Dominica is the only OECS jurisdiction that have a fully recycling system that runs parallel to its municipal waste collection. Nowhere else in the OECS is doing that. And I could even boast and say nowhere else in the English Caribbean speaking jurisdiction is doing that. And if I were to further expound on the resources that we have, is as limited in comparison to the other jurisdiction. So I think I should give myself and my team a pat on the back. Many times we want to highlight the negatives, but I think those are positive. And standing here and for this project is because of the work we had put in over the years.
Chamberlain Emmanuel is the head of the Environmental Sustainability Division for the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States Commission, St. Lucia. He says it was a wise decision to select Dominica as one of the islands for this demonstration.
The model consists of 5 pillars, and it's important to recognize that we need to embrace each of these pillars. It's important that we look specifically at the technical, the economical, the financing mechanism, the institutional and regulatory requirements, as well as the communications and social pillar. Unless we do that, then we will keep on having these demonstration projects and these pilot projects, which in the end won't be successful. To have a sustainable recycling system, it's important to encompass all these pillars.
Waste management consultant Mr. Ronald Rhodes says there are 5 pillars of sustainable recyclables waste management.
It is quite appropriate that the Commonwealth of Dominica, as the nature isle and with its resilient vision, has been evaluated as one of the 2 most aligned and ready member states, along with Grenada, to demonstrate the model, the implementation of the model, and to set the path for emulation and replication.
And that's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS Dominica on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. You can also drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I am Octavia Prosper. Thank you for watching.